You know, sometimes the most powerful lessons in business come from the absolute simplest statements. In this explainer, we're going to break down just 19 words from a company called CX25WW. It's a statement so sharp, it's pretty much a masterclass in brand strategy.
That's it, just 6 words. But in the world of branding, wow, this is a declaration of independence. It's a line drawn in the sand, and it is so incredibly effective because it's the foundation of a really powerful strategy.
So, this brings us to our first big idea, what we're calling the strategy of exclusion. And it's all about defining your brand by what you are not.
What does that actually mean? Well, instead of trying to be everything to everyone, and let's be honest, ending up as nothing special to anyone, this strategy builds a way stronger identity by actively rejecting the wrong fit. And what happens? It creates this powerful magnetic pull for the right one.
Okay, let's go right back to the beginning, with that incredibly powerful opening hook that really sets the entire tone for this whole message.
Let's just look at this again. Think about it. In a business world that's often just desperate to get any client, this is such a confident, counterintuitive statement. It immediately flips the whole power dynamic on its head.
So why does it work so well? Think about it for a second. What does this message tell a potential customer before they even have a clue what the company does? It screams values. It screams a sense of self-worth.
Okay, so here's kind of the magic behind it. First off, it signals just supreme confidence. Second, it works as an instant filter, which, saves everybody a ton of time. For the ideal client, it creates this sense of intrigue, right? They're thinking, am I the kind of client they do work with? And finally, it positions the company as a real partner, not just some interchangeable commodity you can buy off a shelf.
So next up, the company gets really specific. They don't just leave it at "we're selective." Nope. They go on to define their anti-client.
And this is where the strategy really gets its teeth. They are flat out naming the anti-client. They are painting a crystal clear picture of the projects and the partnerships they will absolutely turn down. This isn't vague at all. It's a very specific list of red flags.
Now, what's so brilliant here is how the negative perfectly implies the positive. Just look at the 2 columns. By saying no to instant hiring, they're signaling they have a careful, deliberate process. By rejecting the lowest cost, they're telling you they're focused on value. And by refusing zero accountability, they're promising a full-on partnership. They've just painted this vivid picture of their ideal client without ever actually describing them. It's fantastic.
And then we get to the end, the intentional close, which is just a masterstroke that locks in the entire message and makes it unforgettable.
Come on. This is the knockout punch. It's the period at the end of a very, very confident sentence. It basically says, this isn't an accident. This isn't just our preference. This is our entire philosophy.
This tiny little phrase just elevates everything that came before it. It transforms a simple business policy into a core philosophy. It completely removes any doubt or wiggle room. It reinforces their confidence and their integrity. And ultimately, it makes them even more desirable to the right partner because it's a statement of principle, not just a preference.
Okay, so that's all great for them, but how can you actually apply this? Let's talk about what this really means for you. Whether you're a freelancer, you're running a small business, or maybe you're part of a huge corporation.
The key takeaway here is actually pretty simple. Being crystal clear about what you say no to is the most powerful way to attract the right yes. Your boundaries are what define the quality of your work and your partnerships.
So here's a really simple framework you can follow. First, identify your anti-client. Seriously, who are you just not built to serve? Second, define your non-negotiables. What are the standards you will absolutely not compromise on? Write them down. And finally, you have to communicate your position clearly and, just as importantly, confidently. You don't have to be aggressive about it, just be clear.
So I'll leave you with this question. Look, being the right fit for everyone is impossible. It's a losing game. But being the perfect fit for the right people, now that's a winning strategy. So the question is, what are you intentionally the wrong fit for?